Good morning, everyone. I'm here to talk to you for a few minutes about the memoir topics that you need to think about over the weekend. Remember, for the first assignment, we are not writing an essay for Monday, but just thinking about topics. And so topic selection is rather important with writing. As you probably know, you've probably been assigned something and absolutely loathed it the whole time you were writing. So I want you to be able to choose something that you care about. Because it'll make your writing process and the experience you have with the assignment much better than, a situation where I will tell you exactly what I want you to write, which we will practice this semester, because that's what professional writing and academic writing often is. So let's talk about topics, some things I want you to think about. First of all, you're only required to write a 3-page essay for the first assignment, the memoir. So your story does not have to take up a lot of time in your life. It can be a very specific event, something very precise that you might be thinking, there's no way I could write enough about this. But actually, I think the smaller the event, the more particular, more precise you are in moving into your life memories and picking out something specific, the better your essay can be. You can really go a lot deeper with description and sort of lingering over that moment. So think about that in terms of the 3-page story. And writing a longer story for this assignment isn't necessarily going to make a better story. It's not better to, start in I was born in the 1900s, so I often go there, but, don't choose something that started in 2005 and went all the way to 2010. Your span of time is too big. It won't make a better paper to make it a longer paper. Beware that this assignment can dredge up some emotions you won't anticipate. So I say this only because, in teaching for a long time, you experience a lot of students who will choose a topic, or meet a lot of students who will choose a topic that will make them very emotional, very raw, because they're writing about something that maybe they've sort of buried for a little while, and they're saying to themselves, I want to challenge myself and write about this thing that I know has always bothered me, and I want to work through it. So use the assignment that way if you'd like, but I don't recommend it because it will distract you from the learning experience, because you'll be so caught up in how do I express this story the way that I really want to express it. So be careful about that and think about choosing a topic that you think will keep you kind of on with some balanced emotions, and not something that will get you to that really raw place. And then the last thing I want you to think about is making sure you choose a topic or a memory that you have a really strong connection with. So these last two sort of seem to contradict one another. But what I guess I'm saying with the last one is make sure that you feel like the memory, the event, shaped you in some way and makes you the person you are today. I think that will help you to stay away from some rawness. There are some traumatic things that have happened in our lives that, of course, have shaped us, but we might not be ready to deal with yet. So keep that in mind, those last 2 bullet points I just went over. See if you can find a way to find a middle ground with those two. All right, so just to give you a few examples of topics I've chosen in no specific order, I'm thinking about writing a memoir about moving to Colorado. You guys heard in class last night that my 3 children and I moved here 2 years ago. And so there are lots of memories associated with this, but I want to kind of really hone in on a specific part of the memory, which was the road trip and driving here with them. So that could make an interesting memoir that I'm kind of thinking out loud right now that I might be able to write for them and present to them as a gift, maybe for Christmas or something like that. I was talking with Bailey in class during the break last night, and she was talking to me about my grandmother and her Alzheimer's. So I was telling her last night that I remember the time I saw her, the last time I saw her before she died, and so I thought that could make a nice memoir. The last time that I saw her, Bailey and I were talking about the way the brain deteriorates and what we imagine is happening inside their minds. Because, we can only see what's happening on the outside of them, and the confusion that we see on their face, or even the emptiness because they can't respond. So I thought that could make an interesting memoir. A very specific memory, very specific moment. We were at a pizza parlor. I was sitting at a table with my grandmother, and I could tell the story of that conversation and what I saw in her on that day. And then my last topic possibility is, I mentioned I have 3 kids, and my oldest daughter left last December to go to college, and she's been gone since December of last year. So I'm thinking about writing a memoir about my sadness, really, of losing her, that kind of empty nest thing that happens to parents when their children move away to start their lives. So I think that could be an important memoir for me. And actually, if I chose this topic, this would be when I choose to kind of process something that I'm still dealing with, but I'm feeling better about. I don't think this will take me to a super raw place. I think I've dealt with the darkest of the emotions related to this, so I think it would be a good time to write about it. So those are my topics. I don't expect you guys to do anything similar. I mean, you'll choose your own memories, right? The events that have happened in your life, you'll choose from those. So shoot me an email if you have any questions. I look forward to hearing about your topic possibilities in class on Monday, and you will just have a list, just like you see right here, written in your new journal for the class of topics that you're thinking about. Have a great weekend, guys.